Hello, everyone. It's me, Dr. Stephanie Fine, and I'm here because it is Thursday at 12:30. And every Thursday at 12:30, I am here to chat with you about an ounce of prevention. Let's prevent weight gain, shall we? It's seriously the best way to control weight is to not let it come on, because as we all well know, losing weight, that can be tough. But not gaining it, not nearly as tough, and can be done over a long period of time. So that's why we talk about prevention here, but we also talk about how to lose weight, keep it off, all that good stuff. So today I am here to talk to you about weight goals. Now that's different than a goal weight, which we will talk about next time. But the reason I'm starting out with weight goals is because the idea is that weight goals you land on your way to your goal weight, so that you make these little goals, they feel more achievable, and then you're winning all the way to the end. It's an important concept, and let me tell you something, it works. So our brains are sort of wired for pleasure, and that certainly we can see when we have sugar and salt and all that good stuff. But I'm talking about like little rewards. Have you ever, if you're like a member of like a department store points thing, or what I talked about in the email is my app, Headspace. After a certain number of minutes, they give you this really cute little cartoon. It's like literally a minute, and it actually has a good lesson in there. But it is so fun to have those open after certain minutes. I mean, I'm an old lady, so it's funny that a cartoon opened for me is motivating, but it is just like the points. You get a gold star for something, and there's that little part of our brain that goes ding. So we can use that to our benefit by making weight goals along the way. So the ounce of prevention this week was about that, and you can get it to your inbox if you just sign up at stephaniefinemd.com. And I'm happy to be in there, and once a week I give you a little nugget. But the point I wanted to make here and work on today in this live is the idea that it's called weight goals, and that's what I talk about, and there's some health benefits to certain ones. But also there could be other goals that you have for yourself that will relate to your weight and will get you to your goal weight, but aren't related to a number. So things like, I brought my lunch every day this week. Ding, reward. I went shopping when I said I was going to. Ding, another reward. These are rewards that you can use to help you, because they are helping you create behaviors that will help you down the line. And if you're someone who is particularly motivated by this kind of thing, oh my gosh, hop on it, because it really can work. Now, one of the ways, and there's actually a lot of habit apps that can help you, they keep track and you put it in there, but even just a big calendar with X's or stars or exclamation points or something fabulous to tell you that you're doing it is great. Now, one thing it's like rushing in my head to tell you is, let's say you have a goal that you want to not eat after dinner for 14 days in a row, or that's what you want to do. So you're going along and you're doing it, which is awesome. And every time you see an X, you literally are now more committed to keeping that line going. And let's say one day it was too much, that you hadn't got enough sleep, and there was just a lot of circumstances that came in there, and you ate after dinner, and then you don't get to put the X on the day. What happens a lot of times is that people will say, oh well, never mind, right? Like, I ruined the line, so there was 10 in a row, and now there's one missing. I encourage you to not have that sort of all or nothing thinking, because with weight loss, and certainly with weight maintenance, it's very important to not have the all or nothing thinking. Now, I will admit that this kind of thing can set you up for that, but a way around it is to say, 90% of the time, I'm not going to eat after dinner. That's awesome. 90% of the time, that's fantastic. Now that also lets you have 1 out of 10 days. So now you skip that day that you ate after dinner and you start again, and you can get to that 90% really easily. That, if you start using percentages, that will help you in this way of sort of tracking if that's something that would be helpful to you. So think about that the next time. 90%, 95%, 99%, 85%, whichever percentage makes sense that would be a benefit for you. Look, if you're eating after dinner every single night and you want to change that, 50% may be like hallelujah. So it's something to consider so that it's not and then here we go. There's a reward for that. Now, I was talking about that in sort of intrinsic reward. We're just putting the X on there as sort of rewarding. But remember, like the little cartoon in Headspace, you actually are getting something. Now, what I love about the cartoon is it's a cartoon. It's just a little pleasure knowledge nugget. And that can be considered the reward. But for us, we want to give ourselves a reward, particularly for things like your weight goals, every 5 pounds, every 10 pounds, every 10%, whatever. Deciding on what the reward is going to be ahead of time is really important. Then you're looking forward to something. And of course, we want to make sure that it's not food, right? So the reward for 5 pounds off is not a big steak dinner with, wine and mashed potatoes and cream spinach and a dessert. I mean, that would be our old behavior, and that doesn't help us get to the ultimate goal of weight loss. So we get to take this opportunity to teach ourselves how to not reward with food. And it's awesome because if you're losing, let's say you do 2 pounds as your goal, you're doing that pretty often. That's amazing. So you get to think of a list of things that are non-food. Shopping is a good one. So a purchase of some sort that you would like. Just in the Facebook group, we had some people talking about it, and there was, shopping. So for like an item that you want, it could be clothing, it could be, electronic something, it could, something you've been eyeing, a book you really want, and anything like that. But also then we had someone else who purchased Pilates classes. I loved that one. That was great. Because you can see how that fits in with the ultimate goal too, right? And it might be a splurge that you wouldn't normally necessarily do, but you are saying, look, I know how much effort went into these 5 pounds. And if I do this, I know I am rewarding myself. And you got the Pilates classes. So there's so many wonderful things, experiences, massages, taking yourself to a movie, going out in nature, taking, in line with the little 1-minute cartoon is something like taking a break and walking in nature, going to your favorite park, taking 15 minutes in the day to read a section of your book that you're interested in. These are things we don't allow ourselves, and they would demarcate the accomplishment. That's what we want to do, is highlight the accomplishment that you had. So there's a feeling of satisfaction and then to continue to be motivated. So that's the idea when it comes to weight goals. I have to keep doing that in my head because next week is the goal weight. We're going to talk about how you choose an appropriate goal weight because there's lots of stuff that can go into that. And we will do that next week. So here is to you making all your dreams come true. By the way, of course, you can use this kind of idea for things that are not weight related, right? Any goal you have for yourself. I want to save $500. I want to do. So if it was, I want to save $500, then you're not going to spend as your reward. You see how it's the same thing with non-food reward for the weight loss. You would do something else. But I would recommend not a food reward. So even for hitting another goal, it wouldn't necessarily be a food reward. It can be, I'm going to spend the weekend with my best friend. I am going to call someone tonight, call my friend tonight. I'm going to spend time here. I'm going to do something that you don't normally do. Any practice we can have in non-food rewards, because we happen to reward a lot of times with food. And when we can get away from that, you're on your way. I will see you next week. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye.